For decades, the FIFA World Cup operated on a contained, predictable rhythm. 32 teams would gather in a single geographic region and play 64 matches over the course of a month. This visualization maps the scale of the expansion. In 2026, the tournament jumps to 48 teams and a total of 104 matches. Those matches are scattered across 3 host nations: the United States, Canada, and Mexico. This 39-day timeline creates a logistical challenge that no national team has ever faced. Players will be forced to navigate multiple time zones and climates while playing more frequently than in any previous tournament. This explosion in size changes what is required to win. The trophy now depends on massive squad depth and travel endurance, shifting the advantage away from teams that rely on a static starting 11. The tournament begins on June 11th in the high-altitude urban environment of Mexico City. The opening match takes place inside Estadio Azteca, sitting over 7,000 feet above sea level. At this height, the air is thin enough to impact every sprint. Teams that have not spent weeks acclimating to the altitude will face severe physiological consequences. Muscles accumulate oxygen debt faster, and players can find themselves physically exhausted by the 60th minute of a match. This environment favors the home teams while punishing returning underdogs. The Czech Republic, for example, is returning to the World Cup for the first time in 20 years and must immediately solve the problem of thin air performance. North America's extremes act as a hidden opponent. To survive the group stage, teams have to defeat the geography before worrying about rival tactics. Beyond the environment, the human body has to endure the sheer weight of the schedule. For Lionel Messi, likely facing his final World Cup, the stakes are tied to his physical recovery. He must manage fatigue over a longer, more scattered tournament than the one he won in Qatar. Cristiano Ronaldo faces the same barrier. He must balance a high match count against the natural physical decline that comes with a 39-day gauntlet. For South Korea's Son Heung-min, the physical strain is compounded by the mental toll of navigating a squad currently facing tactical and locker room turmoil. These athletes are hitting their raw physical limits. They will fly thousands of miles and play more minutes than any previous generation of World Cup stars. The 2026 format shifts the advantage away from aging veterans who rely on short bursts of speed. Success now belongs to the youthful players who can maintain their intensity through the final week of the tournament. On June 28th, the tournament enters its elimination phase. Here, structural changes become apparent. For the first time, the tournament includes a round of 32, creating a massive single elimination bracket. Advancing from the group stage no longer feels like a victory. It only buys an extra knockout match standing between them and the trophy. These battles will take place in massive battlegrounds like the New York-New Jersey Stadium, stripped of its corporate branding for the tournament. By adding a new knockout round, FIFA has mathematically cut the margin for error for every roster. One bad performance or a single fatigue-related injury can end a tournament instantly. The combination of travel, altitude, and extra games will eventually break down a team's roster depth. The endpoint of this 39-day test is the final on July 19th. The 2 teams that arrive in New Jersey will be exhausted. Their performance will be a reflection of how well their medical and coaching staffs managed the previous 5 weeks. The 2026 winner will be the first to navigate a match schedule that is nearly double the size of the tournaments played 20 years ago. Lifting this trophy marks a shift in global football. In the 2026 format, skill is only half the requirement. The champion must also prove they can endure the most physically demanding schedule ever designed for the sport.